has proposed or he has introduced, it was not only on the research. Research is a very small part of the law. We are a multidisciplinary law. And data protection is one of the core areas which we have. Now coming to proof, of course we know, just now we all are sitting here. We all are a data for someone. You may be a name, of course not many students are from AI. I can correlate that is the industry of the future and everything have an interplay with whether you talk about data protection or in whatever manner. And drone will be, of course, will be driven by AI. That is going to be. So you will be all be contributing to a great sector. Now coming to this particular data security in the drone sector, let us try to understand how it regulates, how it works. So as I started, every one of us is a data. Ultimately, you may be known as a name, or you may be known by your face, you may be known by your mobile number, or anything which is identified or identifiable. Ultimately, that is the personal data, or that is what DPDPA 2023, which has been enacted on 11th August 2023, has been made, and we all are particularly data principle. So that's why I started that we all are data ultimately. So let us understand what is a drone. I'm not going into the nitty-gritties of the law, what the rule is saying, where the loopholes are there, regulatory is yet to come, geospatial sector again. I'm not into that. I'm purely on data. Let me start with one background. The data is going to be the biggest competitor-driven industry, and every industry will be impacted by the data. Any industry, if he is going to take data lightly, they will be losing the competition, the trust, and many other things, because the penalty is also very huge. So, to start with, of course, once you are having the drone usage is not an alien fact to us. And the usage of drone can be magnified, or it can be understood better when we were in the COVID-19 era. I'm sure nobody will be willing to know about lockdown and all. That was a very bad dream. So from that time, of course, drone sector also took a very leaps and bounds. For surveillance, that was one of the area where drone was used in a very heavy manner. And then drones are, of course, used in the events, particularly personal conferences, or like this type of events also, photography, agriculture, defense is, of course, going to be the very big area. So the privacy concerns, if I will talk about, see, the privacy concern will be, you can see from the slide, the data security, unauthorized access and hacking, GPS spotting and jamming. I will just give you a very recent example. There was a report which US has put it before the media that in the spoofing of particularly GPS was done in Iran to impact this civil aviation, the civil flights. So far it was used for the defense flights, but very recently it was there. So that is again an area where many drones will be also impacted. Having said that, we know that cyber attacks is also increasing day by day. So drone industry is also not an alien to that particularly cyber attacks. So now time has come when the drone itself has to be not only considered to be a pivotal factor to safeguard that data, but the drone should be also made, the particularly two things should be focused, that privacy by design, privacy by default. Gone are the days when it was only in the regulation of the DGCA, that pilot has to take care, they should not compromise with the privacy of the entity. Gone are the days. The moment this enactment will be implemented, it is very not that far away. It will be implemented. the drone companies have to be very, very cautious right from their grassroots level where the pilots are managing or the remote piloting is done. Because from there, see, you just imagine a drone is going above us, what it will be capturing. Any of us, any student would like to share what it will be capturing. I can hear you. Our image, right? Biometrics, particularly the location, altitude, latitude, whatever, and then also that they will be able to trace out our movement, where we are moving to, right? That is best used in defense. So defense is one of the part. So there may be many things, many images will be captured because drone will be carrying a recorder, image, sensors, and the many other component whereby they will be recording the image or they will be storing the data which we have not authorized them to do so. There is the gray area. Any unauthorized usage of any data, that's why I started, we all are living data. If I take your photograph of your face, anybody can identify, okay, he is Rohan. If I give your number, okay, this number is of Rohan. There are many things, Aadhaar card, there are many things. So these are the images which are unintentionally taken. Now, data protection is applicable the moment it is digitized. But where in this particular drone, it is automatically digitized. And then you put it to the cloud, then it is going to online also. So it is about data protection and data sharing, what we have to see. And the third, the limb of it is data security. All have an interplay. So right from you control, you possess the data, you collect the data, how you are processing it. That is the important or the bedrock of entire DPDPA. From there, we have to understand how drone industry is capturing the data and see the drone pilot is capturing the data, then how it is going to be stored. The journey between the capturing of the data and second stage, how it is processed. That is very dicey and that has a very big loophole. The penalty can be 250 crores also. In the GDPR, if you will talk about, GDPR was on a different dimension. It was only on the percentage of the turnover, global turnover. But in India, of course, the PDP bill was on a different footing. Now the act which is before us is more dynamic. Of course, the rules are yet to come. As per the Minister of the MIT, rules may be coming, 22 rules have been already framed. It may be coming. But the drone industry will be having unintentional data and they have to take care of these data. Otherwise, they will be sitting on a data dynamite. Because unintentional data you are fetching. And the persons who are storing, they are doing in a very remote area, in a very unorganized manner. So time the data is captured and it is ultimately given for the purpose of processing, there is a very big area. And the main problem is the moment we are in a lethal age, where this is the lethal weapon. You may be having 2 mobiles, 3 mobiles. You take the photo and you take the video and you share it without understanding that what impact it can bring for your industry. So what I will do is I will just take a video of you and I will send it. So just understand the pilot. They have captured something and where it is going to, where it is heading. So in between, if it is unintentionally shared, it is processing of the data. And there the responsibility will be on the principal. Who will be the principal? The company who is taking for any purpose. The purpose is infinite. So the first thing is you need to focus on these things, otherwise it will eat your bottom line. You may be thinking many things, you may be upgrading on the technology, you may be upgrading on the standard, you may be upgrading on your manpower, but the basic training is not there, then it will be a disastrous for every drone industry. So that right now it has to be, we all are the stakeholders for the data. So right from the manufacturer data, the drone manufacturer to the persons who are using the drone, they have to understand 7 principles of the data protection, how it is data is taken, how data is processed, how data is stored, then for what purpose the data is stored, until what is the tenure of the data. Everything has to be built in a holistic manner, and I think this is all from the slides, because any other question, any person is willing to, I will be happy to address. Otherwise, this topic is very big topic. If I will talk about the insider risk, it may go to 2 or 3 hours. External risk, again it will be on a very different footing. ISO 27000, 27002, 701. These are various facets. Yeah, please, anyone. Come on.
Any questions?
Students of AI. Nothing?
No questions on data security, data pilferage, unauthorized access, hacking.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I would like to know all 7.
All 7?
Yes.
Okay. See, when it starts there, data minimization. No, it is not there. Particularly, you can see from this one. Ultimately, I will tell you. It is data minimization, data particularly limitation, data storage, right? And then data particularly rightful usage or lawful usage, access to data, right to recall data, right? And the data particularly the data limitation, the duration of data and purpose. So all have an interplay. What you can see from this slide are only the legislation and regulations. So it is showing that okay, what are the principles? That are the common principles all over the world. In the GDPR also the same principles are there. And then this privacy protection and review mechanism. These are on the different things. You must have all have read about data protection impact assessment. Right? The data protection strategy, data protection policy. These itself are a very big topic. These are only the very nutshell of one of the certain topics itself with the ocean. So any other question? So of course you can see choosing a secure platform, manage data lifecycle. The data lifecycle is again a very important. Yeah, please.
Yeah, hello sir, good afternoon. I'm Vishakha. Actually, I'm a professor in the Government Polytechnic, Mumbai, and these are our students, but my core branch is electronics and my specialization is wireless communication. So, I'm interested in drone basically. So, I'm also thinking for the problem statements for my PhD. So, can you suggest me some problem statements? And before that, I would like to tell you these are our AI students, and that one of the group is working on the actual designing of drone. So
Okay,
they are
very good.
working from last 6 months.
Okay.
So the kid who asked you the question, not the one.
Okay.
He and his team. So they have almost done lots of things. They have published on paper also.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, based on the survey.
Okay.
So, can you suggest me the areas for the research work for drone?
Yes, definitely. See, there are two things which, if you will see a report of EU Council, have you referred? Refer the report of EU Council that was published in 2015, and from time to time, EU has taken a lead. Of course, There was introduced, the data protection GDPR was introduced in May 2018. But what are the crux, what you should all focus on? Whatever you are designing, that's why I use the two terminology. Privacy by design and the privacy by default. So drone should be also, or any AI, whether you are talking about the robotics or any industry, the time has come when you have to design with protection by default, protection by design. For that, you should have a data architecture or data governance as an integral part. If you will see that you must be making a lot of flow chart, the technical aspects, right? That's why I'm saying the time is very, very less. Otherwise, I would have loved to share all the technical aspects and the legal aspect, because these are the techno-legal. You see, right from 2015 or 2016, the laws in India are evolving where you are finding more of a techno-legal aspect. Previously, we were only dealing in a regime where the law was only the law was only law. But now we are seeing a regime where you cannot talk about only law. If I will only talk about the law, you will say, come on sir, you must have read the book and you are telling I can also read it. Days are gone. You have to understand the first part of that, the techno and the commercial and the legal. So all the blend, but for the sake of understanding the law, it is techno-commercial, techno-legal law. So you have to, your architecture has to be, see there is also zero trust mechanism, zero trust architecture. So there many things have to be. The encryption, we are talking about encryption. I will give you, there are many classic examples. I will tell you one example. In the Heathrow airport, a pen drive or some memory stick was lost. It was detected that particularly that memory stick itself was not encrypted. That was a major lacuna. It should have been encrypted, right? Because nobody has an access. You should have a privileged access, not that access anywhere. The classic example is, I am telling you, we have many clients from particularly healthcare also. If I will say the top three, second and third are our client. So when we were talking about the healthcare, you just try to correlate it. It's a classic example for you as a case study. So they are saying that we have a system in place, what they called as a robust system. I said, that's very nice. I'm happy to hear. But let me know one thing. When the report is taken, like from the pathology, a report is taken, and you walk out, you may have seen the trolley, or your ICU, from ICU, one gentleman is coming, your brother or sister. The report is exposed. What is that? Either it is allowed, it is not allowed. So if you will see around us, today you have entered, how many places you have given the data? Just recall. Sir was asking you, give the data. You can say, sir, I am a minor. The parental consent, the moment the law will be enforced, the parental consent will be, I am not too often, I am just telling you, the parental consent. And then also, whether that parent is lawful parent or otherwise, that has to be also established. So there are many facets to it. That's why I took it to the floor rather than giving, because it is only one drop what I can share. So these are the things for you. There are many case studies. Refer EU particular things, and also refer, NESCOM has also come out with many white papers on that, and sometimes also you refer Amlegals.com. We release white papers in every sphere of law. You will find many. Any other question? You all are hungry or sleepy? Or am I boring a little bit? No.
Thank you, Mr. Ji. Just a nice thing you have given the brief.